Welcome back to Weigh the Wrench, and on today's very special episode, I'm going to be showing you how to set up a DIY string alignment so that you can get your toe angles as close as possible to 0 degrees, and that way you can get your vehicle to an alignment shop without having those tires ripped right off before you even get there. So stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss it. All right, so anytime you remove and replace or you change any steering or suspension components on your vehicle, you need to take it for an alignment after. So in this case, this 2007 Dodge Nitro, we have changed the driver's side front inner and outer tie rods, and so we know that this wheel is not facing exactly to the front. Now, when it is angled in or angled out excessively, on the drive to the alignment shop, 15-20 minutes, by the time we get there, we could literally sand off the tire tread, and when we get there, we're going to need new tires. So we need to make sure that this has a correct angle. So let me talk to you about toe angle. So one of the angles that we're talking about when we're doing alignments is our toe angle. And so the easiest way to remember what this is to look at your feet and imagine that your feet are tires. So this is my left tire, this is my right tire. Now, what we're shooting for in this case is we're trying to get our toe angle to be as close as possible to 0 degrees, which is straight in line with the car. Now, when we have the toe angles wrong, we can have a condition where one or both wheels might have toe in, or we can have it toe out. And so when we're trying to get the vehicle going straight with a 0 degree toe angle, if our left side here in this case is toed out excessively, with every single revolution of this wheel, the tire is going to want to try to go out on this angle, but because the rim in the car is going forward this way, it's going to scrub or aggressively sand that tire with every single revolution to try to drag it back to the forward position. So at high speeds, it's like having this tire on a belt sander and just constantly wearing out the tire. So that's why we want to get these tires as close as we can to 0 degrees toe angle. All right, before you do your DIY alignment or before you take it to an alignment shop, you need to make sure that your tire inflation is the correct amount. If you're not sure how to do that, I will post a video and a link above so that you can see that. And if you don't know, right off the bat, it's in the driver's side door. Open it up and look for a decal in the door jamb. Now, the other thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your steering and suspension components don't have any wear or play. And if you're not sure how to do that, I'll post, once again, a link in a video above for you so you can go watch that. The reason why is if you have any kind of play in your joints, then you're not going to be able to get a good alignment. And when you go to the alignment shop, they're not going to want to do anything until they fix that part, which means extra money for you. So, good info to know. All right, in typical YouTube channel fashion, step one is go get your $16,000 alignment hoist so that you can do this job. And no, that ain't gonna happen. A lot of you don't have one, you're just using this with jacks and jack stands. So you're going to have some issues trying to be able to do this and make the adjustments if you only have jacks and jack stands. So let me talk about that. All right, so problem number one is that most vehicles are not gonna have the ground clearance here for you to be able to get in underneath and make adjustments on those tie rods. Now, if you've got a truck or a lifted truck and there is enough room, then hey, you're awesome. You won't have to do much. You can just get in underneath and do the adjustments. But in most cases, and in lowered vehicles for sure, you're going to have to jack this up to be able to get in and do this work. Now, I would suggest going as high as you can. Make sure it's safely on jack stands. If you don't know how to do that, I will post a link to the video so you can watch how to do that. Problem number two is that when we go underneath and make the adjustments to our tie rods to get this wheel to go in and out, the rim will move in and out. However, if the tire is sitting on a flat surface, the tire is going to kind of want to stay put in its old position and just flex the tire over where it needs to so the wheel can move. And the problem with that is as soon as you are done this job and you roll away, that tire is going to kind of flex back and recenter itself on the rim where it should be, and you're going to be a little bit off on your alignment. Now, considering that we're just getting this as square as we can so that we can get to an alignment shop, then I think that's going to be okay. Now, in my shop, we have an alignment hoist that kind of takes care of this condition. So if you put the wheel on the center of this alignment pad, this turntable, you can take these rubber blocks off and take these pins out. And now this plate is a free floating plate and allows this tire and wheel to flex and go wherever it wants to go so they can stay centered as you make your adjustments. Now, the other issue is most of you at home are going to be doing this alignment with the vehicle just jacked up in the air, which creates a kind of a third problem. When the wheels are kind of hanging and sagging down on the suspension system, that will change the alignment angles a little bit. Mostly in camber, which we'll talk about in another video in the future, but it might actually affect your toe angles slightly. Now, once again, we're just trying to get this as close as possible so that we don't have any tire wear issues. We're still taking this to an alignment shop, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. And if there's someone out there that does this kind of work all the time, like maybe you're into racing vehicles and stuff like that, then you can't afford this alignment hoist. There are some do-it-yourself kind of options where essentially you make these little kind of 2x4 wooden platforms that raise the vehicle off the ground. So now you can get underneath and make the adjustments. And on the top of those towers, you put 2 thin sheets of Teflon plastic. And then when you lower the vehicle down onto that, when you make your adjustments, the Teflon sheets allow the wheel and tire to flex like they need to get it done. If I can find that video, I'll post a link above so you can go watch and possibly make one of those yourself. First thing we're going to do is we have to make sure that our steering wheel is dead straight, like we would want it when we're going straight down the road. Now, this can slightly move while we're doing the procedure, so we want to have some way to prevent this from moving. First one, which isn't the greatest, but it is something, is you can pull the seatbelt out as much as you can, wrap it around the steering wheel, clip it in, and if you can't reach, just put the seat forward as far as you can, and then make sure you kind of snug this up and tighten the tension on the belt here. So make sure that it's as tight as possible so it won't move. And when you're all done, make sure that is exactly 0 degrees or straight for the steering wheel. All right, and then a more professional way of doing this is using a steering wheel holder meant for alignments. And what you do is you take this pad, put it against the seat, put these arms against the steering wheel, and then just simply push down on the plunger to put tension on it, and it kind of wedges and locks. Make sure the steering wheel is straight, and that'll hold that while you're doing your alignment. All right, so the next bit of info you need to know is that the rear wheels on almost every car on the planet are already at 0 degrees toe angle, or very close. We're talking like 0.25 of a degree. So for all intents and purposes, the rear wheels are 0 degrees toe angle. Now, why I'm telling you that is that if we can set something up that is parallel to this rear wheel, then that thing is going to be 0 degrees toe angle. And if we extend it out to the front enough, then we can use that to check and adjust our front wheels. So let me show you how we set that up. Okay, you're gonna grab 2 jack stands or something similar kind of weight and at least tall enough that it's a little bit past the center of the wheel. And you're gonna take some string, something kind of decently thick, like I got some twine here that's about 1 or 2 diameter. You're gonna tie it to the one end of your jack stand. And then you're gonna take that string and you're gonna go all the way to the back of the vehicle and tie it to another jack stand slightly behind the rear wheel. And you're gonna pull that jack stand to the back a little bit so that you can make that string nice and tight. And make sure that this string is running through the center of the front and rear wheels like you see here. Okay, and then the next step is we're going to get ourselves a metric ruler, one that's in millimeters, and we have to pick a spot on the front and back of the rear rim here that we can measure off that it's going to be the same. Now, I tend not to go right on the very edge of the metal rim because that can sometimes have curb damage, so go to the inside lip there, and then we're going to put the edge of the ruler against there. Make sure that your eye is right in line with the string, because if you measure one like this and then you look like this on the next one, it's going to be off. Line yourself up with the string, and then pick an edge of the string that you're going to look at. So in the inside of the string, I'm getting 60 millimeters. And then you go back to the back of the rim, put it against the rim, get your eye lined up, and in this case, this one is actually 62 millimeters to the inside of the string. So this side's bigger. So to fix that, we're going to take our jack and we're going to move it in, and we're going to keep moving it in until we get an equal measurement on the front and the back. And once we have that, we know that this string is completely parallel with our rear rim, which is 0 degrees toe angle. So now they're both 59 millimeters, so this is good. Okay, now we move up to the front of the wheel and we're going to do the same check and get those measurements. So if I measure from the front to the inside of the string, I'm getting 45 millimeters. And if I go to the back, line myself up, I am getting 55 millimeters. So there is a little bit of an angle, and it is towed out because there's a bigger measurement on this side. So now we have to make the adjustment. So let me show you where we do that. Okay, because this vehicle's on a drive-on hoist, I'm going to lift it up so I can access the components, and it'll make it easy to film for you guys. But for you guys that are already jacked up, you just crawl underneath and do the adjustment I'm going to show you. Okay, where your outer tie rod meets your inner tie rod, there's going to be a jam nut. We have to loosen that, so get yourself a wrench to hold your tie rod from moving, so that way you're not putting any stress on that joint. And crack this jam nut. Okay, once you have it loosened, I'd back this off a little bit so it doesn't hinder your adjustments. And then on your inner tie rod, there is a flat spot here where you can get a wrench, and now you can start turning that inner tie rod. Now, what's happening is the inside of the inner tie rod under the rubber boot is a ball and socket, and it's allowed to just spin and spin, no problem. But the other end here is threaded into the outer tie rod. So when you start spinning this rod, it's either going to push or pull, depending which direction you go here. Now, I never know which way I'm going to go, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in a certain direction and then go recheck out my measurements, and then I will, if the number got better, then I know I'm going the right direction. If the number got worse, then I know I got to go the other way. So let's start by going this way. Okay, and then go check your measurements. Okay, so my 55 went to 57 at the back, which is the wrong way I want to go. So it isn't this way, it's got to go down. So we're going to go back. And now check that one. Okay, just checked, we're at 49 and 51, so we're almost there, and we just got to go in the same direction a little bit more, and then double check. All right, just checked again, and now the front and the back are both 50 millimeters. So now it's time to lock that in. So once again, hold your tie rod, outer tie rod, and then get the jam nut spun back up. And in this vehicle's case, it wants 55 foot-pounds of tightness. Make that nice and snug, and then I would recommend you double check to make sure that everything is still aligned after you tightened it, and then you should be good. All right, final check. The front of the rim is getting 50 millimeters, and the rear is getting 50 millimeters. Perfect. This front wheel is now 0 degrees toe angle. Once you've done the left side, go ahead and do exactly the same setup on the right, and then you can tell what the toe angle is on this one. And this one is good to go too, so we are safe to get this to an alignment shop without any tire wear. Okay, and if you're on an alignment hoist in the shop here, you're going to want to put these paddles back in and make sure these pins go back into the holes before you drive off. Otherwise you can do some pretty big damage to these turntables, and these are not cheap. On a side note here, but directly related to what we're learning about, were you ever in a math class when you were growing up and you asked the teacher, when am I ever going to use this in the real world? Well, I'm going to show you something here, so math teachers, pay attention. I'm going to show you how to use some trig to be able to figure out some more stuff that we've been doing with our string alignment here. So I've drawn a quick picture here of our front tires and our rear tires here, and there's our jack stands with the string in between. So we already know that the rear wheels are a 0 degrees toe angle, and we've aligned our jack stands so that string is now 0 degrees as well. Now, we want to try to get our front wheels to 0 degrees, but realistically, some cars actually want something different, right? So even this Dodge Nitro wanted in the specs in all data to have a 0.25 degrees of toe out. So if we wanted to, we could try to even get it closer to specs by doing this string method. So what we got to do is figure out some trig. So if we do our right angle triangle here, there's our 90-degree corner, we know what our angle is. We want 0.25 degrees, and the hypotenuse is always the one at the angle, so think of the wheel as the wheel being angled. So where you have to do is measure from the front to the back of the rim where you're actually doing your measurements, and in this case it's an 18-inch rim. But we need to know this. This is the dimension that's going to be different from the front to the back when we want to have our 0.25 toe angle. And we don't know what that is, so that's our unknown. So we're going to use our old friend SOHCAHTOA to figure out which one we need to use. Now we have to have opposite over hypotenuse, so we're using sine. Now we're going to figure this out. So sine of 0.025 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse, which is our 18 inches. Now, to solve for x, we need it all on its own, so we're going to put anything over 1 as the same number, and we can cross multiply to get it to separate the x. So our x is equal to sine 0.25 times 18. And once you do the math on that, you end up with 0.078 inches. Or if you put that into Google and figure it out to convert it to millimeters, it is 1.98 millimeters. Or if we round that up, that'll be 2 millimeters difference. So in order to get this wheel to have a 0.25 degree angle of toe out, because it's toed out, that means this dimension is going to be less than this one. So this dimension has to be 2 millimeters bigger than that one. So for example, this could be 50, this would be 52, and that should give us our 0.25 degrees of toe out. All right, there's a wrap in another video from Way of the Wrench, this time on how to do a DIY string alignment so that you can get your toe good enough to get yourself to an alignment shop. If you have any questions or concerns about what happened in the video, put them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And hey, if you haven't already, why don't you join us on Instagram? That way you can check on what's going on in the shop in between videos. Till next time, take it easy.